knock it away.
Herbert to throw once more. On the quick slant, it's Johnston. And they're going to be working from the red zone as he reaches the 16. Give him 24 yards on that one. And that's going to give the Chargers the first down.
Chargers first down.
That's just awesome, Kate. A little bit of multitasking on that catch. Primary focus, as I always say, is you got to catch it first. But out of the corner of his eye, he knew exactly where to go, and he gets a bunch of yak on top of it.
Hampton now up the middle. And that's only 1 yard up the middle. Going to be second down.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Here's Herbert. All in left side. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11.
That's not a big completion on a stat sheet, but that's a big contested, what I call gritty catch right there. And that's what the best tight ends will get you.
This is going to be play number 8 of this drive as they set up for 3rd and 5. Herbert back to throw. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And that leaves them with 4th and 5. Great play defensively there to just get a hand in there and deny that touchdown.
That's exactly right. Active hands and aggressive mindset. As a DB, you've got to assume that every throw is going to be a touchdown. And you're the last line of defense, the guy that's got to make the play on the ball, and he just did.
Dicker connects there. And they've taken back the lead.
One of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. On the return, it's Jalen Knoll. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Here come the Texans as they get set to take over on offense. And as they get set, partner, gotta imagine they're bringing some urgency with them to the field this drive, too.
Yeah, I think you and I both know in calling these NFL games, that sense of urgency can be replaced by full-blown panic in a hurry. So find a way to possess the ball and, more importantly, score some points.
All right, the Houston offense looks set, Brock. Here's 1st and 10. On play action, here's Stroud. Gets this to Stover. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
You know what I love about this? Never showing panic. When he leaves the pocket, look at his eyes. They continue to search downfield. They're never looking at the rush. They're finding the open man downfield before running out of real estate.
Offense is set. This is 2nd and 2. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Caught by Collins on the slant. And he's taken down as he takes this to the 38. A gain of 26 yards there. And it'll be a first down, Texans.
And the Texans first down.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball in your hands, number 1. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield. Turn a good play into a great play.
Completes, dialing up Collins again. And he's going to be stopped, but not before he gets it down to the 14. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
First down, Houston.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
First down, it's a run with Marks. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
4 yards on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 6. To the air, Stroud. And he carries it in for the touchdown. The Texans take a second quarter lead. C.J. Stroud, the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Fairbairn connects on the extra point. And the Texans take a 4-point lead.
17. Chargers 13.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff.
For Houston.
On the return, here comes Davis. He's stopped on the run back of the 27. The Chargers are being led back out on offense by Justin Herbert here. And he sure has put on that chef's hat to dice up their defense early in this one. Quite the appetizer that he's prepared to what could be a great overall performance. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Hampton trying the left side. And he's out of bounds. Defenders get there to drive him out right near that 40-yard line. They pick up 14 yards on that one. And that's going to be good for an LA first down.
A run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
So 1st down from the 41. They'll go left side with Hampton. And he gets it forward to show about a yard out of that. Jalen Petrie there on the stop.
43-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Herbert now. Going with a screen to Hampton. And they get him right at the line of scrimmage.
As an offense, you don't call a screen, Kate, expecting to gain just a few yards. You call it expecting to break off something big and substantial. But it's up to that defense to stay ahead of it, to keep it contained to something much smaller. Case in point right there.
3rd down, they need 7. Putting a receiver in motion. On 3rd down, Herbert completes beyond the marker. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
17 yards. And the Chargers, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
A play fake. Now Herbert to throw. Finds his fullback. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And that's going to give the Chargers a 1st down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. Herbert throwing again. It's his running back. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line.
Hey, you like these results on first. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on second down. That playbook wide open.
After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. Now Herbert again. Oh, again, it looks like a pick, but they drop it. A chance to steal it away in the end zone, but they just can't finish the play.
Well, that's not the uniform you want to see almost bringing it in. They are so fortunate to have another shot down here after the near pick.
Couldn't hang on to the interception, but the momentum's still on the defensive side here ahead of this third down. Here he is on third and short. This is hauled in by Harris. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for first and goal.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum. Keep that defense on its heels.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
This offense in position now. It's first and goal. It's Herbert once more. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers take a second quarter lead. So Brock, good work there to finish off the drive in the end zone and retake the lead.
You just get this feeling every once in a while in games, this sucker's going to be a back-and-forth football game. So what a great job offensively to jump out in front here in the first half of play.
Dicker on now for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Chargers push their lead to 3.
Chargers 20, Texans 17.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Noel to return this. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Texans sending their offense and Woody Marks out there. And in a high-scoring game to this point, everyone anticipating, well, even more points as they take the field. First call here coming from the shotgun. They'll start this drive with Marks. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. Plenty of points already, partner, as we have reached the 2-minute warning. More football from SoFi in just a moment. Here's Stroud now. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. Third down coming up.
That was pretty cool right there. I mean, that is an underrated effort on that play from his target, hustling and bustling his way to make sure he was in the neighborhood of that throw. So the Zebras, they couldn't penalize the throwaway.
Here he goes, third and long. He lobs this up, left sideline, looking for something big. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And that brings up fourth and long.
That one really stings, Kate, because you want to convert there and not only keep this drive going for points, but because now you're giving your opponent a chance to go pad that lead before halftime. That's a no-no.
Too much. They bring him down. The Chargers and Omarion Hampton out there on offense once again. And I'd say the ROI on his early touches have made him a pretty good investment for first half work. He's gotten off to a great start here. To the line on 1st and 10. Chargers beneficiaries of some good field position. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. Short pass brought in. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
A gain of 17 yards. And the Chargers, first down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
All set to go now from the 35. 1st and 10, Herbert. This is cut downfield by Allen. And he's taken out as he brings it down towards the 10. Give him 24 on that play. And that's going to be good for an LA first down.
It sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
From the red zone on 1st. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And he drives this forward to the 6. Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their first. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Five still to go here. This is 2nd down. Herbert to throw once more. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up.
Well, it's hard for me to get too mad at him for missing a touchdown when he's already got 2 in his pocket. Maybe fantasy managers might not agree with me on this one, Kate. But don't worry, as hot as he is, I bet you a 3rd one's coming at some point.
Herbert now to throw on 3rd. Call this a 4-yard pickup, so now the question becomes, Brock, will they go for this or will they punt? Houston calls it 2nd timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. They're going for this, thinking touchdown, obviously, but they could also get a first down. On the play fake, it's Herbert. And that's incomplete in the end zone. Could have been 6 points, but as that one falls, Brock, instead just a turnover on downs.
Hey, I am all for aggression. You get 4 downs, go for it. But I do have to wonder here, Kate, after being denied once again, is there going to be a trust level on that sidelines to go for it the next time they get this shot?
Texans to the line. 1st and 10. It's Marks on the handoff. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
You know, that kind of game may not take a safety out of the picture on the next play, but at least you won't have half your guys standing in the end zone on the next snap. That was a valuable little run right there.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7. Shotgun now for Stroud. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. Then brings up 3rd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
It wouldn't be a comfortable spot to punt it. Can they avoid that by converting here on 3rd? Finds the in route complete. And he's going to have this one up to about the 17-yard line. They gain 11 on that play. And it'll be first down, Houston.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
All set now. 1st and 10. Running this with Marks. And he stopped on a nice gain on what is the final play of this first half. So a field goal game at the half. A good one so far. 2 quarters to go. Now let's check in with Scott Hansen. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Scott Hansen with you from the EA Studios in Orlando. This has been a heck of a game so far. Just a field goal separating these two squads. You have to imagine both sides are trying to figure out how to clean things up and put some touchdowns up in the second half. Let's find out what goes on in the third quarter. Back out to the stadium and our broadcast team, Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
Excellent work as always, Scott. Love that halftime reports. Just a field goal game for us here as we start quarter number 3. Well, if you love high-scoring games, no doubt you have been glued to your television so far. And no signs of slowing down as we begin our second half. We dodged the tackle. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. Here come the Chargers for their first drive of the second half. And they take the field in good but not great shape, Brock. They've got that lead, but no doubt they'd love to see it grow.
Yeah, and just having the lead does take some pressure off. It doesn't change the sense of urgency. It's always on tilt in the NFL, but it should allow them to operate a little more freely.
L.A. bringing the offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Play action now for Herbert. He gets this one to Gadsden. He's taken down after reaching the 30. Kamari Lassiter getting up there to make the stop.
Just stay on schedule. Just stay on schedule, right? SOS. Bad thing on a ship. Good thing on a football field. Even a little completion keeps this offense on schedule.
This is 2nd and 6 coming up. Shotgun snap to Herbert. He finds Johnston. And they're going to get to him right along that midfield stripe, Brock, as he's sent out.
It's a gain of 20.
Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And that's going to give the Chargers the first down.
1st and 10.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
On the counter, it's Hampton. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just sometimes you got to run into darkness. Just go where there is no lane and hope that something opens along the way. That linebacker said, not this time.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. Herbert now off the play fake. In big trouble now, and the ball is out. And the Texans have it. Free up the middle. It's a breakaway. And Houston returns this to the end zone. Touchdown. The Texans take the lead right away in half number 2. Like a freight train leaving the station after scooping up that fumble. Oh, he got moving on his way to the end zone, Brock. Nice hustle from the big man.
Is there anything more fun than seeing these big old human beings get their chance to get on a scoreboard? You see how it just ignites everybody.
Fairbairn now for the PAT.
For the extra point.
The point after splits the uprights. And the Texans take a 4-point lead.
Texans 24, Chargers 20.
Nice little energy on their sideline after that fumble return scored, and with plenty of energy, he'll send this one away. On return, here comes Davis. He's stopped on the run back at the 27. Out comes the offense now for the Chargers.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
LA offense all set. Here's 1st and 10. And inside give to Hampton. Keeps away from one. And he's going to be brought down here at the 42. A gain of 15 there. And that's going to be good for an LA first down.
Simply put, Kate, that is a drive starter extraordinaire.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Big shot to begin the drive has him up beyond the 40. Here's Herbert, 1st and 10. Has him on the quick hitter. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
It's a gain of
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
Going with a screen to Hampton. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. A 6-yard gain on the play. And that's going to give the Chargers the first down.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
Throwing the out route complete. And he gets him the first partner, but they are already acting like this one's not going to stand. Let's listen. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond.
Still first down.
So after the penalty, here's 1st and 15. Herbert from the gun. Finds a seam down the middle. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
It's Hampton on second. And he has it to the 23-yard line as he's brought down. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you want to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
Bringing the offense up to the line. 1st and 10. Now Herbert to throw. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 17-yard line.
2nd and 3 now. Shotgun give to Hampton. Tackle made at the 10. 1st and goal coming up. We'll get an injury stoppage. That's one of the Chargers who's pretty shaken up and being tended to. Offense is set. 1st and 10. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. It's 3 sacks for the game so far and brings up 2nd down.
Well, now this is certainly going to make 2nd and goal considerably more difficult. He could have gotten rid of it to avoid the big loss, but give some credit here to the defense as well. That pressure was suffocating. It's going to make it a more difficult now 2nd and goal situation.
Need to get that yardage back and a little bit more, too. It's 2nd and 14. To throw, Herbert. Setting up the running back screen. And they're going to keep him out once again. That sends him backwards, brings up 3rd and goal.
Kate, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
3rd and long for him here. A quick slant. Here's McConkey. And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
So on 4th down, on comes Cameron Dicker and the Chargers for a field goal try. High percentage look for him here from the left hash. Dicker connects there. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
Listen, all he can do is make the kicks he's called out there to make. They need extra points from him, but for now, if he's able to handle his 3rd field goal of the game and just inch them a little bit closer.
Things trim back down to a single-point Brock as they send this off and away. Here's Smith on the return. Things going well so far. Nice effort here. They're going to tackle him just shy of the 35. Houston's offense back out now, ready to go. They've certainly had no issues scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they could really use some more points on this drive. First down now, ball at the 33. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Looking underneath for Marks. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
Making that throw in double coverage to a running back, I don't want to live off of that, and I'm certainly not going to count on it. But give some credit to the effort it took to make that catch with a whole bunch of bodies around him.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Stroud off the play fake. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that's going to add some distance onto this upcoming 3rd down.
I know the scoreboard doesn't say it, but this has been a winning effort up front defensively. One of the keys to their success was going to be this pass rush and sacking the quarterback, and they can check that box.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Here he goes, 3rd and long. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains.
You know, that's a really good play. I know it doesn't get the first down, doesn't keep them on the field, but what it does is it keeps that defense honest. And I promise you, the next time in that situation, they'll have that run in the back of their minds.
The Texans set to punt. Tommy Townsend will kick it away. And he'll bring in this fair catch at the 13. The Chargers are being led back out on offense by Justin Herbert here. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. All right, starting in the pistol this time, Brock. 1st and 10. First play, they go quick. Oh, the football's loose. And the Texans grab it.
You know, this just can't happen on 1st down. It really can't. I mean, ball security is a premium on every down, every distance. But on 1st down, it is especially a killer.
Now we get a look at this Texans offense. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this 3rd quarter. All right, the Houston offense looks set, Brock. Here's 1st and 10. They're going to throw now, following the turnover. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And nice work by the defense to start this drive out. It's a sack on the first play.
Just an incredible effort out of him today. And the type of performance, frankly, that elevates the energy level of all 10 guys around him. What a game he's got going.
Expect the defense to be coming again here after that sack. It is 2nd and 16. From the gun, Stroud. Brought in close to the 8. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for 1st and goal.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks. That's the trust. And then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
Here's a handoff to Marks. And he's in for the touchdown. The Texans capitalize on the turnover and add to their lead. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out. And that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
Fairbairn now for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Texans grow their lead to 8.
31, Chargers 23.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. On the return, here comes Davis. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down. The Chargers and Omarion Hampton out there on offense once again. And his production is carried over into this second half. He keeps on running well, even with the workload they've placed upon him. Chargers getting set. 1st and 10. A play fake. Now Herbert to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Could make the connection. Was looking for Lad McConkey. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
And he covers up after a nice gain right near that marker. Gonna need a little bit more now on 3rd down.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, some really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
The Texans are in the nickel, 3rd down. Here he is on 3rd and short. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And that leaves them with a decision to make on 4th and short.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
Fair catch called for and made just outside the 20. The Texans sending their offense and Woody Marks out there. They were able to say mission accomplished on their last series, finding that end zone, but the work, well, it starts all over again right now.
And you know this, Kate, from our years together of doing this. I'm a firm believer of call it till they stop it. It doesn't mean you have to innovate right away. call the same plays until they stop them because they proved last drive they couldn't.
Texans to the line. 1st and 10. Stroud off of play action. Has a man downfield. It's Collins. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
Really good patience right there. It's hard to do for runners in this league because these holes close up so fast. But he was patient, he was explosive, and he got a nice little gain on the ground.
1st down run, nabs him 5. Now 2nd and 5. Shotgun now for Stroud. Short pass brought in. And he's going to manage 3 for them on the play. Stopped just a little bit shy of the marker.
It's a gain of 4, and it's 3rd down.
3rd and just 2 to go. Throwing now on 3rd and 2. He's got it. It's complete to Collins. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 11 there, and that picks up the first.
A gain of 11 on the play. 1st down, Texans.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
They go play action with Stroud. Gets this to Stover. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Offensive line, this is 2nd and 4. It's a sweep. He pops the pass forward. And they were ready for this one. No running room at all. He's taken down behind the line.
He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Almost a yard on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Quite the drive they've had, Brock, but they're up against it. 3rd and 5 now. To the air, Stroud. Oh, puts an air under this one, right side. Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect. And now they're stuck facing 4th down. So they take their shot for the end zone, Brock, rather than focusing on that 1st down marker. And now they've got a decision to make.
Yeah, I think with that incompletion, they've made the decision. You better send that field goal team on. They took their shot. They just couldn't finish it.
A 46-yard attempt.
Up and good from Fairbairn. And it's now a 2-possession game as the lead grows to 11.
Well, that's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. On the return, here comes Davis. And he's brought down just inside the 25. Now LA getting its offense all set to go. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. LA bringing the offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Running it with Hampton. And they'll surrender just a lone yard. That brings up 2nd down.
That's the kind of yardage it's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now second down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3-and-out.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Shotgun snap to Herbert. Downfield, and he has McConkey. And he has it down near the red zone, just outside the 20. Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their first. As that'll leave him with just 2 to use the rest of the way.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
So as we all recover from that last play, it's 1st and 10 near the red zone. A run now with Hampton. And he will not score, but that does set him up, Brock, with 1st and goal, less than a yard away from the end zone.
Even with everything he racked up on that run, you could argue he deserved maybe a little bit more. That call was the perfect one to break for big yards. The only thing that saved the defense from a score was getting that contact to slow him down and eventually, finally, stop him.
Hampton does not score. They not only stop him, they backed him up a couple of yards. And it's not just some quarterbacks, Brock, here who got to have short memories. You tell me these two defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock him backwards.
And he's going to have the Los Angeles touchdown. The Chargers shrinking the lead some in the third. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Jim Harbaugh sticking with his offense. They're going for 2.
The Chargers will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Right side, they're going to try the toss play here. Ooh, and he can't shake the defense. They track him down in the backfield, and this 2-point attempt fails. Well, I know we normally look for where the breakdown occurred here, partner, but I think he just made a really good play defensively to get back there.
Yeah, you're not just thinking. He absolutely did it. That defender was reacting. Go shoot your shot. And that is teaching tape for that.
So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. Here's Smith on the return. This makes it up to the 25. The Texans and wide receiver Nico Collins ready to go once again. And I think by this point we can all agree, Brock, that he is not going to be stopped until the clock stops at the end of this game. He just continues to make catches count in this second half. All right, the Houston offense looks set, Brock. Here's 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Chubb. And he's encouraged out of bounds after that 9-yard gain, so that's going to make it 2nd and 1.
That is just a great drive starter. What every offense wants. Gives you a little bit of energy, a little juice, and now a really manageable 2nd down.
First down carry got him 9 yards. Here comes 2nd and 1. Out the middle, it's Marks. They stop him just in time. He got back to the line, but denied the yard they needed. 3rd down coming up.
And offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on the 3rd and short.
Stroud on the sneak. And they're going to down him by contact as they've got enough for a new set of downs.
Kate, is there a simpler play in football that's come to life more than the QB sneak? We see all different varieties now, but it has become so darn effective. And we got a tough QB that wants to put it on his shoulders. You sign up for it.
Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
Is a corner in this league? Oh, you can go to the Pro Bowl if you can cover. If you want to be an all-pro, you stick someone like that.
36-yard line.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Stroud completes it quick. And it doesn't get much, up to maybe their own 40. Tackle made by Elijah Molden.
A gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. 3rd and long, they're going to throw. This connects with Schultz. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line.
To Dalton Schultz. It's a gain of 7.
3 quarters in the books from this one. It's the Texans in possession of it, needing to preserve that lead over one final quarter. First and 10 from the 43. Now a give. It's Mox headed right. And they're going to be humbled here on first down. Going to wind up losing yards on this play. Ooh, talk about a bad look there, Brock. Going jumbo set and still moving backwards after that play.
I don't think you're talking to this defense, Kate, because I think they thought that was an excellent look to knock that thing backwards.
Yeah, good point, good point. They'll motion him out of the backfield. Now it's Stroud. He goes back to him yet again. Complete. And that will not be enough for a first down.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Quite the drive they're putting together here, partner. This is the 9th play of inch as they get set for 3rd and 6. They'll throw 3rd and long. Right side cut by Higgins. And he's able to get this down to the 36.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
A 53-yard attempt.
The big kick is no good. It's well to the left there. And they can't add 3 onto that 5-point lead.
Obviously, Kate, that miss would have made it a touchdown game. But think of it this way, it's still a touchdown game. But instead of it forcing overtime, now it's going to give them a loss.
The Chargers are being led back out on offense by Justin Herbert here. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. So the Chargers start off with good field position as they get ready for 1st and 10. On the play fake, it's Herbert. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. It's a gain of 12 on that one. And That's going to be good for an LA first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
Here's Herbert, 1st and 10. Complete here to Hampton. And this one does not go far.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. One of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Herbert from the gun. And that's incomplete, but he might have done a little too much to cause that. Flag comes out, and this could be interference. And it's as we expected, partner. We call pass interference, so put it at the spot and give him that first down. Running it after the penalty. Well, even a great game is going to have its lesser moments. You can't get anything out of that carry. Stop for no gain.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. Has him on the quick hitter. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made.
Well, there's a time to be a little finessey with the football, put a little touch on, and then there's time to put your arm into it and let it eat. Throw it right through your target's chest. This one, well, that one right there was the ladder. Smart to make a fastball zing in before anyone could undercut the curl route.
Receiver in motion, going left. On 3rd and 2, Herbert. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
As I watch practices today, Kate, both college and professionally, one thing is abundantly clear. Teams spend so much more time in the red zone. They know it's the money zone, and defensively, if you can force incompletions and knock it away and leave teams for field goals, you got a great chance to win.
Trying with Hampton. And he can't get the push they needed. They hold him at the line and send him packing after a turnover on downs.
This running back has had himself a day, but not on that play. Finally, a little bit of catharsis for everyone on that defense to keep him from the first and get a turnover, a much-needed turnover on downs.
The Texans send wide receiver Nico Collins ready to go once again. They could only set up a lengthy field goal attempt their last possession, Brock, so some room to improve in how far they can advance the football here. Texans to the line, 1st and 10. And off to Chubb to start the drive. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on 2nd down after that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Give Kirk another one. And this is going to be halted just before he can reach the 30. That's 16 on the pickup. And it'll be a first down, Texans. Double coverage, deal breaker for a lot of QBs, Brock, but less so when it's a target you trust.
You know, it's interesting, Kate, even 20-something years ago, watching Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning work, every defense would go into every game trying to double cover him, but yet those two, well, like we just saw right there, just got it done regardless.
And this one breaks beautifully as they're going to get it forward to their own 45. They'll get 16 yards on that play. And it'll be first down, Houston.
And the Texans first
I
down.
love that jet sweep for so many different reasons, Kate. But I really love when you get your athlete coming across, building up speed so you can take off once that edge is set. He gets it upfield, turns that type of run into a highlight reel run.
And the big gain followed by a little bit of a loss here. Defense getting the better of him on that run. The line between safeties and linebackers gets real blurred on plays like that, Brock. He handled that one just like a Mike would have.
Yeah, if injuries were to ever crop up, Kate, I bet he could handle the linebacker spot for them as well. Just tremendous diagnosis in that run support.
From the gun, Stroud. That's incomplete on second down. Well, he already has himself one interception in this game, partner, and throws like that are going to find him another if he isn't careful.
Yep, those are the throws you want to intersperse and sprinkle into your passing game, because if they become the norm and you're constantly thrown into coverage, that's when one pick becomes two becomes three, and on and on and on.
Throwing on third down, Stroud. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up fourth down.
Kate, the game wasn't on the line with that series, but don't tell the defense, because they brought the urgency and juice like it was. Getting the sack, setting up fourth down, well, it picks everybody up on that sideline. And now their offense gets a chance in a one-score game.
They'll send out the punting unit. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. And he calls for the fair catch and is there to collect it. Possession switching back to the LA offense as they head out. They passed on the field goal, didn't get it on fourth down. Interested to see what they do if a similar situation arises on this next possession. LA offense all set. Here's 1st and 10. To throw, Herbert. Hits him on the out route. And he's going to be out of bounds, I think, a yard or two short of the 20 here.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
5 still to go here. This is 2nd down. Play action now for Herbert. Another turnover. This time it's an interception. Picked off by Jalen Petrie. And he's going to score. Pick 6, touchdown Houston. Second time they've taken one back on him, Brock. First the fumble return, and now this pick 6.
You know, I point this out to you every defensive meeting room we're in, Kate, when we sit down in these production meetings, and you can see their boards, right? These defenses keep track, and they know if they get a score defensively, their odds of winning through the roof. You get 2, it's almost a certainty.
Fairbairn now for the PAT. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Texans push the lead up to 12.
41. Chargers 29.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. On the return, here comes Davis. Coverage team gets him down for 26-yard line. The Chargers and wide receiver Ladd McConkey set for another drive. And that last pick 6 might just be the nail in the coffin of their hopes in this one, Brock, as that lead now stretches to 2 possessions.
Well, we get to see now how these guys react to this kind of adversity. Do they shake it off and be aggressive? Because we know they've got to score and score quickly.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. Herbert back to it after the pick. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. So that brings up 2nd down. Got the one-on-one they wanted, Brock, on that slant, but just not enough to get the completion.
Yeah, you got to create separation. We all love the slant route. It could be super effective, but you got to beat press. You got to beat jam. You got to beat off man, and you got to create separation so there's not that bang-bang impact to knock the ball loose like that.
And he's right up next to that first down. Doesn't quite get there. Gain of 9. That brings up 3rd and short.
Sure nice to see them looking for their tight ends in the passing game. Such great size to have out there. It really forces defenses to try to find a way to defend them along with everybody else.
Trying to sneak, it's Herbert. They're loaded and ready for that sneak, weren't they? They stop him at the line. No gain.
It's a gain of a yard. And the Chargers first down.
That's more than a must-get for a quarterback. I really put that in the always-get territory. Even if the defense knows what's coming, you got to be able to drive forward for at least a couple inches.
Throwing on first is Herbert. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Derek Stingley Jr. And he's going to score. Pick 6, touchdown, Houston.
Hard to believe they got him yet again, Kate, especially with how far they had to go on that return. Mentally, this is not a place you ever want to be as a quarterback. It is devastating. Defensively, well, this is teaching tape for not just taking it away, but taking it to the house.
Fairbairn now for the PAT.
For the extra point.
The point after splits the uprights. And the Texans go up by 19.
48, Chargers 29.
Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. On the return, here comes Davis. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Charger offense making its way to the field. And any comeback hopes they may have been entertaining, Brock. Well, they might have left the field after that last pick 6.
Yeah, we've seen some pretty incredible things happen in the fourth quarter before, but now a 3-score game coming off of a turnover. Yeah, this one should be likely over.
Chargers getting set. 1st and 10. Here's Hampton to open the drive. Escapes the defender. And he's going to get this one to the 36-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's going to give the Chargers the first down.
Kate, a run like that, just everybody gets to breathe. Things become so much easier when you start a drive with momentum like that.
They've got first down here from the 36. Again, it's Hampton. And a nice start here on first down. He gets him 6 before the stop is made.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Last run got him 7. Here comes 2nd and 3. Now there's the flag. Looks like the jump came from the left side of the line.
False start, offense.
So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. Tough false start penalty. Now 8 to go on 2nd down. Herbert now off the play fake. He just keeps fighting McConkey. And this great effort winds up getting them well into enemy territory before he's brought down. Give him 24 yards on that one. And that's going to be good for an LA first down.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
36-yard line.
I think we got to be careful, and I'll raise my hand of thinking that play was just a nothing burger. Because what can happen from that, Kate, is you put some nice toppings on it. A play-action pass, a shot that comes down the road from what looked like a very plain play.
Herbert back to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. He's been a frequent target throughout this game, Bronk. We've seen that coverage tighten up a little bit more on him every time the ball's thrown his way.
Well, hasn't taken him off the board completely. He's still beating them for some catches, but that heightened focus defensively does lead to moments like that one where what would normally be a catch falls incomplete. Well, that took some force right there. That took some serious defensive effort to force the incompletion. You're not going to see a lot of guys ever let go of a football when they got a first down right in their midst, but that force, that contact, separated man from ball.
Now can't blame him looking at that scoreboard, right? Might as well go for this on 4th down. Desperation time here. That one's good to McConkey. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. How about 19 yards on 4th down, partner? And the call to go for it pays off.
As a quarterback, you just know in that situation when you go for it on 4th down, it may mean sometimes thrown into double coverage. But if you're going to go for it, at least give your guy a shot to make a play. And against really long odds, he came up with a big-time catch.
It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. Well, even with the pick on that last drive, partner, he is showing no hesitation whatsoever.
Now, in order to play this game, Kate, at this level, you've got to be aggressive. You can't let a previous mistake really affect your next decision. But I'll say this as well. In the NFL, you throw into coverage too many times, there are going to be more interceptions.
They'll bring a tight end in motion right. It's Herbert once more. Short pass brought in. And he's tackled for a short gain. And for somebody who's been picked off like he has, Brock, you gotta admire his determination to keep attacking these coverages.
Yeah, that is risk. Right into double coverage yet again. But this guy's got what I call a high belief factor in himself.
On 3rd down, Herbert. Complete beyond the marker. And he is well clear of that marker. That effort's going to set them up with a 1st and goal.
A gain of 9 yards.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
4 downs to get this across. Here's 1st and goal. Herbert throwing again. That one connects. And he is in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers get it back to within 2 possessions. So he looks to and finds the big fella, and his tight end takes it in for 6.
Such a reliable weapon down in the red zone. It kind of reminds me like a point guard making an entry pass to that post player. When you trust your big people around you, and when a quarterback trusts his tight end like that, it makes a difference.
Dicker on now for the PAT.
Extra point.
Right down the middle, it's good. And the Chargers shave some of the lead. It's down now to 12.
Chargers 36.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Noel to return this. Showing a little burst so far. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40. Out now come the Texans on offense. And they're already up by 2 scores, Brock, but another one here would really put this one out of reach. The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. They'll start this drive with Marks. Oh, he lost the football! And the Chargers think they have it, and they do!
You know, we could go down on that field and ask any player about the first lessons they learned in the game of football, and almost every one of them, Kate's going to say the same thing. Ball security. I bet he could even hear his old high school coach's voice in his ears right now, telling him next time, you got to hang on to it better.
The Chargers offense getting set to take over. And after watching their passing attack take them the length of the field last drive, Brock, I expect we're probably going to see a heavy dose of the aerial attack again here. While a new offense preps to head out, we've got a stoppage. They want to make sure this is a turnover.
The previous play is under review.
Yeah, pretty bang-bang play out there. It's tough to see exactly what happened on our first look in real time.
But you know what I like here, and I do appreciate, and these officials are so good at let the play just play itself out before calling it dead. Now all the replays and the camera angles will give us such a better idea of really what happened.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So the review saves them a turnover. He was, in fact, already down when the ball came free. So following the fumble and the recovery, here comes 2nd and short. We put a receiver in motion left. On 2nd down, Marks. Well, that's not what the offense dialed up. They stick him for a loss. It's going to be 3rd down.
Okay, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
3rd down, Chargers have 6 DBs out there. Shotgun now for Stroud. He lobs this one up, looking deep to the right side. The defender was waiting for that one to make a play on it, knocked it away, forcing 4th down.
You know, I say this all the time. You get down there to the red zone, and things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. Quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not 2 hands that got on the football.
Punt team on the field. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. Brings it in at the 12. And something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. Out comes the offense now for the Chargers. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. LA bringing the offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Herbert. To the right and pulled in by McConkey. And he will get to that 30-yard line before they stop him. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
1st and 10, Herbert. He's going deep this time. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on 1st down, but just couldn't make the connection.
Man, with how hard it is, Kate, to get these plays down the field, you can't let the coverage off the hook with a drop. It just can't happen. But you're going to see it right here. He saw the open space ahead of him and started running before he ever brought the ball fully in.
A play fake. Now Herbert to throw. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
I'll tell you this, Kate. They doubled him knowing that was where the pass was likely headed. That's doing your homework. A bit surprising QB still threw it in that direction with how well the defense had that one covered.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. They'll air it out on 3rd. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that's really one of the only things this offense couldn't afford to see happen, Brock. It's 4th and long.
I think we've reached the point of the game, Kate, where I got to make my PSA. Protect the quarterback, and quarterback, protect yourself.
4th and forever coming up. They snap it to Herbert. He finds Justin. And this is going to be out of bounds. Defense catches up to him near that 45. That's going to be a 20-yard hit on 4th down, Brock. That keeps this drive moving. Well, partner, maybe not the record that most people think of when it comes to quarterbacks, but it's certainly an impressive accolade for him. The most completions in a single game.
Yeah, it feels like this was communicated beforehand, right into play. And listen, we're running everything through you. You're carrying us. And to his credit, this quarterback brought his A game from the best throws of his career.
That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
5 more yards. That's another Chargers first down. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
It's the 2-minute warning here in L.A. Chargers down by 12. Down a couple of scores, but still some time left and 3 timeouts as well. It's 1st and 10. They send the tight end in motion. 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. Has him on a quick hitter. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22.
Complete to number 1, Quentin Johnston. It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 22-yard line.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Herbert to throw once more. He's got it near the 8. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers now within 1 score in the 4th.
That play really had all the elements you're looking for from a tight end, showing that he can stretch that field with the route check, secure the catch, quickly become a runner check, and finally go finish that drive off and celebrate with your homeboys.
And someone has officially flown higher than the Dutchman, Brock. That completion pushes him past Norm Van Brocklin for the most passing yards in a game in NFL history. The mark of 554 yards and stood resolute since back in 1951, and 7 decades later, someone has finally topped it. Dicker on now for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Chargers trim the deficit down to 5.
48. Chargers 43.
So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. No to return this. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. The Houston offense out and ready to set up shop. Their lead's still more than a field goal, thankfully, should the worst happen, Brock. But obviously the goal here is to hang on to the ball and try to run this game out.
Yeah, the goal is to get to the best formation in the history of offensive football. The victory formation.
The victory formation.
That is all that you're thinking right now, is just make these plays, run out this clock so we could take one more knee and celebrate.
They send one of the tight ends in motion right. They give inside to Chubb. And this is brought to a stop up at the 34-yard line there. Timeout call by the Chargers. They're first. And they are quite frustrated having to call that after giving up the first. So they'll head up here 1st and 10 from the 34. It's Marks on the handoff. It is charged towards the line. It's right around 3 yards. LA uses a timeout here. It's 2nd. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. They send a man in motion. Now Marks. And he can't escape, Brock. They lose yards, but defensively, no timeouts left to stop the clock and take advantage. The Chargers call a timeout. That's their last one. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Nickel look by the Chargers here, third down. This is Marks. He's limited to a gain of about 3, which means they are well short. This is fourth down.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
Their punter making his way out now. And this is the 5th time he's been called upon today. Fair catch called for and brought in at the 11. The Chargers and Omarion Hampton out there on offense once again. And that last impressive touchdown drive, they'll have to see if they can repeat that. They're backed up again to start this one. LA offense all set. Here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. Throw left side, grabbed by Allen. And this play's going to come to an end at the 27. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's going to give the Chargers the first down.
Well, bless his heart. Where some quarterbacks look off double coverage and check it down, this guy just attacks it head on. And why wouldn't he if he's capable of beating it for that kind of result?
Escapes the pocket. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line.
So it's a win for the Texans. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. So for Brock Heward and all of our crew, I'm Kate Scott, wrapping up another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Texans as we say goodbye from Los Angeles.